Cheerfully, Haley was cleaning her employer's house, even though she didn't really want to go home because she knew her alcoholic stepfather would mistreat her again. Haley still felt glad that she had finished everything she needed to do for the day. She always made sure she left nothing plugged in, especially since there was a chance her boss, Marcus, wouldn't come home. Marcus was a corporate consultant who rarely returned to the house, and she barely got to see or speak to him. Haley was about to pack up her things when she heard a loud thud coming from the door. She was puzzled because, as far as she knew, her boss wasn't supposed to come home that day. The thumping grew louder, and she followed the noise to the living room. Haley started thinking it might be a burglar. She grabbed a ladle from the kitchen while heading toward the living room, ready to strike whoever it was, but when she saw the person clearly, she realized it was Marcus. "Sir." "Oh, I mean, Mr. Marcus, you're here," Haley said. "I was just about to leave. Do you want me to prepare some food for you?" "No need." "Come here," Marcus answered. Haley approached him, confused as she got closer. She immediately smelled the strong scent of alcohol on him. It was obvious he was heavily intoxicated. His eyes were barely open. Haley waited for instructions or for him to say something, but he fell asleep on the couch before he could speak. She sighed in relief and helped her drunken boss to his bedroom. Haley's eyes went wide when Marcus, leaning on her, suddenly placed his hand on her chest so soft Marcus mumbled. "I know," Haley muttered, "because, well, that's my chest." Haley removed Marcus's arm from around her shoulder, causing him to lump and fall near the stairs. He ended up sitting awkwardly, and she quickly adjusted her bra. "I never would have thought that someone as handsome as you could be so perverted," Haley remarked. Marcus didn't say anything, trying to stand up on his own. Then he gently held Haley's cheek, making her swallow hard with nervousness. Haley had to admit she was curious about these kinds of things, but she'd always imagined it happening with a boyfriend in a real relationship. Marcus kissed Haley's lips softly. She automatically closed her eyes as soon as their lips met. Marcus pulled her closer by the back of her neck, deepening their kiss. Their kissing grew so intense that Haley couldn't think straight. She only knew she was enjoying it somehow. They ended up in Marcus's bedroom without realizing it. Haley bit her lip when she felt Marcus slowly push himself inside her. She felt an intense pain at first, remembering scenes from movies where people looked pleasured while making love. Yet all she felt right now was enough pain to make her faint. She wanted it to end quickly. But her mind suddenly went blank. The longer Marcus kept thrusting, she felt something indescribable, something she was starting to like at first. Haley tried to stifle her moans, but as Marcus moved faster and harder, she couldn't help but let them out. By the next day, Marcus stared at Haley, who lay naked beside him. He lifted the blanket and was shocked to see blood. His memories of what happened while he was drunk returned to him at once. "Damn," he murmured angrily, which caused Haley to stir awake. "We slept together with the maid," Marcus thought, struggling to believe what he had done. He massaged his forehead, looking over at Haley, who was now awake because of his movement on the bed. I had no idea you were a virgin," Marcus said. "I'll take responsibility. I'll answer for what I did to you, Mr. Marcus. I'm sorry about this. You really don't have to." "No, I insist you were a virgin," he said again. "Are you forgetting?" Haley replied quietly. "I'm not a virgin anymore because of what happened last night." Marcus blushed with embarrassment. He didn't say another word and told Haley to rest. While he got ready for work, Haley nodded, trying to stand up to prepare Marcus's breakfast, but she felt a sharp pain between her legs and winced. "Don't force yourself," Marcus said. "I'm in a hurry anyway, because I'm running late. But Mr. Marcus, you haven't eaten yet. I'll just eat at the office." "You need to rest. I have some clothes you can wear. If you want to shower." "Is that really okay with you, yeah?" "No problem. I'm heading out. Call me if something happens or if you need anything." Haley just nodded with some hesitation. A few minutes after Marcus left, she fell asleep from exhaustion. When she woke up, she took a shower and cleaned up Marcus's bed, changing the blood-stained sheets while busy cleaning the bathroom. She missed a text from Marcus. Meanwhile, Marcus wondered why Haley wasn't replying. He began to worry she couldn't move around or that she might not have eaten, growing more anxious. He left work early and bought them some food. Driving home, Marcus kept thinking about Haley. Had she gone home, would she dislike the food he'd bought? He was surprised at how consumed he was by thoughts of her after just one night together. "Sir." "Ah, Mr. Marcus, you're home early," Haley greeted. "You could have let me know. I would have cooked dinner. I just finished cleaning the bathroom. I texted you earlier, but you didn't reply, and now you're saying I should have told you also. Why are you cleaning the bathroom? Didn't I say you should rest?" "I can't just not do my job, sir. I mean, Mr. Marcus, I'd feel uneasy if I stayed in bed all day." Fine, let's go eat. I brought you some food, though I'm not sure you'll like it." Haley's stomach growled loudly as soon as she caught a whiff of the food, making her blush with embarrassment. Marcus found it amusing. He was about to put away the groceries, but Haley stopped him, insisting that he sit down while she took care of everything as they ate. Marcus couldn't help but ask Haley questions about her life. He found himself more curious than ever about this woman he'd slept with. Haley answered happily, though. She kept glancing at the clock, clearly nervous about going home. She hadn't gone back to her stepfather the previous night and hadn't bought him any drinks, so she was sure she'd be in trouble if she returned. Now, once they finished eating, Haley tried to push aside thoughts of her stepfather and focused on her work. She cleaned up the dishes and made coffee for Marcus. Meanwhile, Marcus sipped his coffee, watching Haley move around. He swallowed hard at the sight of her, feeling an unexplainable heat whenever he noticed her gestures. His body was starting to react. He crossed his legs when he felt himself getting aroused. "Mr. Marcus, are you done with your coffee so I can wash the cup?" "No, I'm not done with you. I mean, I'm not done with my coffee." Marcus snapped, frustrated with his own body's reaction to Haley. Haley grew worried because Marcus looked like he was in pain, clutching at his seat. She tapped his arm gently, asking if he was okay. He avoided her gaze, worried he might lose control again. "Are you all right?" Haley asked. "Aren't you going home?" "I'm afraid I can't stop myself. If you stay, I might do something wrong to you again," he mumbled. "Why would you do something wrong? Is there a problem?" Haley asked, anxious. Marcus was practically losing his mind. Her hand on his shoulder was driving him crazy. Haley tried to peer at Marcus's face, wondering why he wouldn't look at her. "Never mind. I can't do this," Marcus said. "Can't do what?" Haley asked. Marcus kissed Haley again. She was shocked, but soon enough she found herself responding to his kiss until it turned into another intimate encounter the next morning. Haley woke up trembling, her legs weak, but she smiled when she saw a note from Marcus on the bedside table, along with a small paper bag. Curious, she looked inside and was touched to find clothes and underwear he'd bought for her. Text messages from Marcus came in one after another, asking how she was doing and if she had eaten. Haley felt as though they were a couple from the way they were talking. From that day on, Haley never returned to her stepfather's place. Marcus started coming home at a decent hour just to spend time with her. The two made love almost every night. Marcus grew accustomed to sleeping beside her, and whenever he came home, Haley greeted him with a smile, while Marcus was growing increasingly addicted to Haley. She was gradually feeling sadness. Sometimes when Marcus mentioned a female colleague at work or told stories about his past, Haley would fall silent. A strange discomfort tugged at her chest. She knew it was jealousy, and she hated herself for it. She had no right to feel this way, yet she couldn't stop the fear that he might one day realize he deserved someone more polished, more accomplished. "Why are you cleaning again?" Marcus asked. "Aren't you forgetting that this is my job? I'm still your housekeeper. You don't have to work anymore. I can take care of you." "That doesn't seem right. I still need to do my job, even if I'm well sleeping with my boss." Marcus was confused by her sudden harshness, wondering if he had done something wrong. He tried to make amends by buying her gifts, but his efforts only made Haley sadder. To her, it felt like their lovemaking was just business. Now the new gifts felt like payment for her company. Several times Haley tried to ask Marcus what exactly they were to each other. Sometimes he treated her like a girlfriend, but other times it seemed he was just compensating her. That became their routine. Haley woke up alone because Marcus left early for work. They talked on the phone when Marcus had spare moments. He returned with presents or food for her in the evening. Occasionally, he brought flowers. With every kind gesture, Haley found herself yearning for a real relationship with Marcus. One night after they'd made love and he was holding her close, Marcus noticed her pensive look. He tried to cheer her up again. "What's wrong?" he teased, trying to tickle her. "Stop it." Haley said, "I'm just thinking. Sometimes you talk a lot after things like this. You keep me up all night with your stories about the shows you've seen. I just have a lot on my mind." "All right, go to sleep. You have an early morning tomorrow, sir. Can you please not call me ma'am or housekeeper?" she asked. "I've been calling you by your name for almost a month now." "Haley, don't you like hearing your name, Marcus?" "Can I ask you something?" she said, giving in to his request to use his name. "That's what I want to hear," Marcus teased, clearly happy. Haley blushed. Her heart pounded at how sweet Marcus could be, but that only reminded her of her fear that she was nothing more than his plaything. She gathered her courage and asked, "What am I to you, Marcus? I know I'm just your maid, but I want to know what's going on here. What are we doing?" "What do you think we're doing?" he countered. "What do you think our relationship is? I feel like I'm just your outlet, like it's become part of my job to keep giving myself to you. But as time goes by, I can't stop wanting more. I think I might be falling for you." Marcus sat up and took her hands in his. He kissed them gently, then looked her in the eye with genuine affection. "Forgive me if this is how you've seen our relationship," he said, "because I honestly can't control myself around you the moment I see you. Everything in me comes alive. I feel like you've awakened me. I won't lie. I've become addicted to you, Haley. Not just the sex, but everything about you. I can't stop myself from holding you. I get excited to come home every day because I'm excited to see your smile. If you think you just like me, I'm totally crazy about you. You have no idea how happy I get when you simply call me by my name, or how my heart races when I see you happy. But Marcus, I'm just your maid ever since our first night. You've never actually treated me like a maid. But sometimes I imagine what it would be like if I came home one day and you weren't just there to greet me with a smile. Maybe there would be a little child running toward me." "I'm not the one who's right for you," Haley continued. "I only finished high school. The only thing I can do is housekeeping. Why do you think that's all you can do?" Marcus said, "You should be proud of yourself for earning an honest living. I'm not trying to brag, but I have a good job and a good salary. So you really don't need to work. I know how hard you work around here. I don't want to add more to your load. Don't get me wrong, I buy you things to say thank you for all you do around the house, and because I want to make you happy. I want to give you everything, so you can feel secure." Haley couldn't hold back her tears. She couldn't believe that all of Marcus's gestures were actually full of love, while she had doubted his intentions. But a small voice inside her whispered, "What if he changes his mind one day? What if I start depending on this too much and lose everything?" She tried to silence that fear. "I'm so happy to have met you, Marcus," she whispered. "I'm sorry for thinking all those awful things. You have nothing to apologize for," he said. "If anything, I'm the one who should have clarified my intentions sooner." Haley smiled through her tears, wiping them away. Then she threw her arms around Marcus's neck. Marcus was relieved to see Haley finally let him into her life. After that conversation, he never initiated sex again right away. Instead, Marcus poured his love into other things, like taking Haley out when he wasn't working. She actually missed their intimacy, but felt gratified by his sweet courtship. Still, there were moments when she pulled away emotionally. When he kissed her forehead or wrapped his arms around her, she sometimes went quiet. It wasn't that she didn't want him. It was fear of being too happy, too safe. Because in her life, that usually meant something bad was about to happen. Marcus made sure Haley felt that she was cherished, not just used. "Are we going out again tomorrow?" Haley asked. "I was late coming home yesterday because I finished everything at work in advance. Next week I have a new case coming up, which will keep me busy, so I might not have as much free time for you." "I understand," Haley replied. "It's your job. After all, you don't have to make it up to me, but I want to spend all the free time I have with you." I don't want you to feel alone for even a minute." His words sent waves of warmth through Haley. She had grown up without any affection or care, and now she felt incredibly grateful that life had blessed her with someone like Marcus, who showered her with love. "It's such a wonderful feeling to be loved," she thought, holding back tears. Marcus stayed true to his word. He took her out whenever he had the time, or they simply stayed home together, watching movies. Things continued this way until his big cases started and he became very busy. Haley understood, but she missed him deeply, especially when he came home late at night. She'd gotten used to Marcus always being around. "Dress nicely tonight," he told her one morning. "We're going out to eat." "Aren't you busy with work?" Haley asked. "I can just cook dinner here, so you don't have to go out." "I've hardly spent time with you these past few days," Marcus insisted. "Please let me do this." Haley smiled over the phone, and after finishing her chores, she got ready. She had no idea Marcus also planned for them to see a movie and go shopping before dinner while strolling at the mall. Haley noticed a woman shooting her a dirty look from a distance. "Why me?" Marcus. "Vanessa was right. I'm just a housekeeper at first. I didn't understand why my eyes always searched for you. After that night we slept together, but now I get it because I love you and I'm ready to prove that for the rest of my life. But there are so many women out there who deserve to stand beside you more than I do in every aspect. I'm beneath you, then I'll stoop down to your level, so you can stand right next to me," Marcus insisted. "I never finished my education, don't you care about that? The worth of a person isn't measured by their diploma, and I don't have the perfect body or face. You're beautiful and perfect to me, so perfect that my whole body reacts whenever I'm near you, Haley. Every single day. I choose you because my feelings for you are real. I will never leave you no matter. What, is it really possible for me to be with you, even though I'm just me?" Haley asked, voice trembling. "Yeah. Exactly who I want. Hearing my name come out of your mouth is enough to make my heart explode. You have no idea how happy I get when I see you smiling." But Vanessa's words keep echoing in my head. "She said I was just using you to get ahead." Marcus lifted her chin so she'd look at him. "Forgive me for not making my intentions clearer, but Haley, can you just trust what we have? I told you, I don't care what other people think. All that matters is that you're safe and happy, and that I'm here, loving you." Haley cried harder, realizing she had nothing to be ashamed of. Marcus gently wiped her tears and kissed her forehead. She hugged him tightly. He felt relieved that she was leaning on him again after that night. Marcus continued to shower Haley with affection. He didn't try to sleep with her every time they were alone, pouring his love into other forms of care and attention. Days passed peacefully. Haley no longer agonized over Vanessa's cruel words, which lifted a huge weight off her shoulders. She blossomed into a brighter version of herself. Marcus took on multiple cases and got busy, so Haley saw him less. She accepted this, but she couldn't help missing him. Every time he came home late, "Look beautiful tonight," Marcus said one day. "We going out for dinner? Aren't you busy with work? I can cook here at home, so you won't get tired. I missed spending time with you these past few days. So indulge me." "Okay," he insisted. Haley had no clue that Marcus planned more than just dinner. He took her to see a movie, to walk around the mall, and finally to eat out before heading home. She left the mall with Marcus as they dined in a private restaurant. Haley thought about what Vanessa said. She felt so inferior that she fell silent again. Marcus worried she'd leave him out of shame. He tried to lighten her mood, but she only shook her head and said she wasn't feeling well. Marcus didn't press her further, deciding to just care for her when they got home. She said she had a headache and went to bed early. Marcus ate alone, feeling glum the next morning. Marcus let Haley sleep in. He left a note for her and some breakfast. Despite wanting to stay with her, he had a new client waiting. While he was busy working, someone knocked on his office door. He frowned when he saw Vanessa standing there. "What do you want?" "I'm busy unless you want me to have security escort you out," Marcus said coldly. "Don't you want me to drop by your house later and cook your favorite food?" Vanessa asked seductively. "Why would you do that?" He replied, "Because I know your maid's sorry. Your girlfriend isn't around anymore," Vanessa said triumphantly. Marcus's heart pounded with sudden fear. "What are you talking about?" Vanessa sighed dramatically and showed him what she knew about Haley's background, focusing on her alcoholic stepfather. It's a good thing. Your precious Haley was so easy to talk to, Vanessa continued. She realized she's not good enough for you. At least I've shown her the truth that she'll only drag you down. What did you do? Vanessa? You had no right to attack her like that. Marcus raged. I did it because I care about you, Vanessa insisted. You worked hard for your reputation. You can't risk it all on some live-in maid who's supporting a drunk stepfather. Believe me, she was seducing. You're blinded. You disgust me. Marcus snapped, standing up. Vanessa tried to calm him, but he pushed her away. Haley is a good person who loves me. She's not out to use me. You can't accept that. I don't want you anymore. She's trying to finish school so she can prove she's worthy to be at my side. Although that's not even necessary. I'm proud of her. Vanessa started crying, but Marcus showed no pity. You cheated on me. So many times you rely on your parents, money, and at your age, you've done nothing with your life. Meanwhile, Haley has poured all her love into me. She was devastated by your cruel words, not because of her own embarrassment, but because she was scared. It would ruin my reputation, so she left, apparently. But I'm going to find her. You'll never be the one for me. Vanessa ran out sobbing. Marcus grabbed his belongings and rushed home, praying that Haley would be there. But the place was silent. He ran to the bedroom, finding it empty all. The things he had bought for Haley were still there, but the credit card he'd given her lay on the table along with a note. It read, I love you so much, Marcus. I can't stand the thought of ruining you. Goodbye. Marcus's hands shook as he finished reading. He rummaged through old paperwork until he found Haley's resume. He drove to her listed address, asking neighbors if they knew where Haley lived. No one could tell him exactly where. He returned home, defeated, imagining her face everywhere. He looked. He was unable to sleep that night. Every day after work, he went back to her neighborhood or waited at her college, hoping to find her, but she never showed up. Meanwhile, Haley was crying in the small home she shared with her stepfather. She panicked when the front door slammed. You're still alive. Her stepfather yelled, You've got a lot of nerve coming home after disappearing for months. Where's the money you earned, huh? I'm sorry, Dad. I have no money right now, Haley replied then. Why come back if you're useless to me, her stepfather snarled. He searched through Haley's belongings, ignoring her attempts to stop him. Haley was terrified when he found the cash in her wallet, money she had planned to use for school supplies. She realized it was the money Marcus had given her, and she fought harder to get it back. Her stepfather, incensed, grabbed a broom and started hitting her repeatedly. How dare you keep secrets from me? You just got back, and you're already defying me. Haley pleaded. Stop, Dad? Please, fine. Take the money, just stop. Her stepfather only stopped hitting her once Haley gave in. Haley could barely walk, so she crawled to her corner of the house, tears streaming down her face. She felt shame that Marcus's money was now used for something else. 11. She said to herself, good thing I left him. Can you imagine if my stepfather found out? He was well off. He'd never let him go. Her stepfather continued to abuse her, especially after learning she no longer had a job, even though she had bruises and cuts all over rent. Haley tried to find new work. One day she clutched her stomach in hunger. Remembering the meals she used to share with Marcus, thoughts of running back to him crossed her mind, but she shoved them aside. I already left him, she whispered. Who am I to go back asking for help just to escape the situation? I won't drag him down with me. Marcus, meanwhile, never gave up searching for Haley. Then one day he ran into a middle-aged woman in that same neighborhood. It was Haley's stepfather out on the street. He noticed Marcus looked well off and asked if he needed help. He thought maybe he could get money from him by giving him directions. You look lost. Can I help you with something? The man asked. I'm looking for someone. Marcus said, her name is Haley. She left my house abruptly and I just want to make sure she's all right. Oh, so you're my daughter's boyfriend. The man's eyes lit up with greed. Marcus felt a surge of hope that he might finally see Haley again. He had no idea what her stepfather was truly like. Yes, that's me, Marcus answered, showing him a picture of himself and Haley. The man's face darkened. He realized Haley had been living comfortably without giving him any share of the money. Come on. Follow me. Our house is just down this road. The man said. Marcus was thrilled. He straightened his clothes, excited to see Haley, but the man told him to wait outside because the house was messy. He nodded and stood there waiting patiently inside. Haley's stepfather saw her washing dishes. He yanked Haley's hair in anger. So this is why you lost your job, because you found a rich boyfriend. Is that why you came home to get more of your stuff? So you can run off again and leave me with nothing. I don't know what you're talking about, Dad. Haley said. I don't have a boyfriend. You liar, her stepfather spat. He's outside looking for you. He showed me your pictures together. He slapped Haley and shoved her near the table, scattering items everywhere. Marcus, alarmed by the crashing, sounds, rushed inside. He was horrified at the scene. Haley on the floor, bruises and welts on her arms. He quickly took photos of the abuse before lifting her into his arms. Let her go. Her stepfather screamed, trying to stop him, but Marcus shot him a furious glare. I'll make sure you end up in jail. What makes you think you can do that? The man hissed. I'm just a lawyer, Marcus said pointedly. The man's face went pale. He shrank back. Marcus carried Haley to his car, calling the police to have her stepfather arrested. Haley sobbed in embarrassment, hiding her face. Marcus gently set her in the passenger seat, stroking her cheek and wiping her. Tears, you shouldn't have come. Haley whispered, I'm so embarrassed. You had to see me like this. There's nothing to be ashamed of, Marcus insisted. Nothing at all. Remember that Haley cried all the way to the hospital, where Marcus made sure she got proper treatment and a medical certificate once they were alone in a quiet corner. Marcus talked to her. I'm pressing charges against your stepfather, Haley. Clearly he's been doing this to you for a long time. The bruises and scars I've seen, this is all from him. Isn't it? Haley nodded, tears slipping down her cheeks. All right, she said softly. Do what's best, Marcus nodded. I need to get you away from him for good. It's for your safety. Haley thanked him between sobs. I'm sorry. I'm so ashamed. She repeated, You have nothing to apologize for, he said, hugging her tight and kissing her forehead. Haley felt safe again, remembering how secure Marcus made her feel before she ran away. She realized he truly was the right person. She felt protected by his love. Let him go home, Haley whispered. Marcus's face lit up at the hospital discharge. Haley clung to him once home. He took care of her around the clock. Her stepfather stayed in jail, and it turned out he was also wanted for petty theft and drug use. Haley visited her stepfather behind bars, but he remained as vicious as ever, still shouting for money. Haley looked on with pity, sad that it had come to this. Marcus returned from work one evening to find Haley looking for her again. Are you hurting anywhere? He asked. I brought you some of your favorite chicken stew. You didn't have to do that. I told you to rest. Haley said, I think you'll recover faster. If you move around instead of lying in bed all day, you got me there. Marcus teased anyway. I have something to tell you. I've been thinking about this for a while, but I'm not sure if it's the right time still. I can't wait any longer. What are you talking about? Haley asked. What are you planning now? Marcus slipped a ring onto Haley's finger. She lifted her hand wide-eyed, tears brimming as she stared at the ring. She looked at him in disbelief. Is this what I think it is? I want you to be my wife. I want to be with you until we're old and gray, but you're enough, Haley, he said, cutting her off. You're not perfect. Because no one is, but you're a good person. I'm proud of you. You're the strongest, most beautiful woman I've ever met. I don't care what anyone says. All that matters is that you're happy. You feel loved, and I take care of you. You are my life, my world, the only drug I won't ever give up. I'd fight the whole world for you. The few days I couldn't find you, those were awful. I couldn't sleep, couldn't breathe, felt like I was going insane. My heart felt like it had a gaping hole. I realized I couldn't live without you now. Will you marry me? Tears fell from Haley's eyes. Yes, Marcus. I love you so much. Forgive me for being weak, for giving up. But since you say you accept me with all my flaws, I'm happy to accept your proposal. I'll marry you, no take-backs. Marcus teased, a grin spreading across his face. I won't take it back, Haley said, laughing through her tears. They hugged tightly, both bursting with happiness. Haley silently thanked God for bringing such a kind and loving man into her life. Once Haley's injuries healed, she returned to school. Marcus continued to drive her there and pick her up, when he couldn't. He still made sure to come back for her some nights. Haley dreamed of her stepfather, but she found comfort in Marcus, who helped her overcome it. All a year passed, Haley felt she had largely healed from her trauma. She could think about her stepfather without fear or sadness. She'd also grown much more confident. Some people still looked down on her, but she shrugged it off because all that mattered now was herself and Marcus. One day, Haley told him, "Marcus, can you come with me to get a checkup tomorrow?" "Why?" he said, alarmed. "Are you feeling unwell?" She smiled shyly, placing a hand on her belly. Marcus's eyes went wide when he realized what she meant. He jumped from his seat, gently placing his hand on her stomach. If it's negative," he stammered, "then it's not meant to be yet." Haley finished. "If it's positive, I'm going to be a mom and you're going to be a dad." "A dad? I'm going to be a dad," Marcus said in a daze. He was scared he wouldn't be good enough. But he was also overwhelmed with excitement. They ate dinner, then went to a clinic for tests. Marcus's palm was sweating as he held Haley's hand in the waiting room. Haley, however, smiled calmly, already suspecting the outcome. She tested at home before mentioning it to him. "Congratulations, you're pregnant," the doctor announced. Marcus's eyes went huge. He stared at Haley, who was beaming. Tears trickled down his cheeks, which he wiped away quickly. He picked her up in joy and spun her around. Haley giggled, telling him to put her down gently. "Be careful," Marcus said. "Does it hurt anywhere? Are you hungry for anything specific? Pickles, sour mangoes? Or maybe you crave my scent?" Haley laughed at his anxious chatter. Eventually, they went home. Marcus hovered protectively, asking every few minutes if she was all right. In the beginning, Haley found it sweet, but it became hard for Marcus to leave for work because he wouldn't let her out of his sight. "Marcus, I'm pregnant, not injured," Haley said firmly. "Go to work, I'll be fine." "But what if something happens and I'm not here?" he asked. "What if I lose my temper because you're stressing me out?" The doctor said, "I need to avoid stress. Just go." She teased. Marcus reluctantly left. Haley continued attending classes until her belly grew large enough that she had to stop. She stayed home most of the time, and Marcus hired a housekeeper to assist her when he wasn't around. Haley resisted the idea at first, but ultimately agreed, realizing she truly could use the help. Everything went smoothly until Haley's due date. Marcus filed for leave to stay home with her. "What should we name the baby?" Haley wondered. "I was thinking Evelyn. I can already imagine she'll look just like you, but with my personality, sure, keep dreaming." Haley laughed. "What if she looks just like you?" In the evenings, Marcus would sing to Haley's belly. The baby often kicked whenever Marcus sang one night. Instead of gentle kicks, Haley felt intense contractions. She let out a loud groan, causing Marcus to bolt upright. "What's wrong?" he panicked. "Where does it hurt?" "She's coming, Marcus." "The baby is coming," Haley cried. Marcus's eyes darted to the fluid on the floor. Her water had broken. His mind went blank, and he nearly collapsed from shock. Haley screamed again in pain, snapping him back to reality. "What are you standing there for?" Haley shouted. "Get the hospital bag and start the car." "Yes, right. The car." Marcus dashed to the bedroom to grab the bag, peeking anxiously at Haley. Every time she groaned in pain, Haley felt a deep urge to push, growing more panicked with each contraction. When Marcus finally pulled the car up to the front door, he helped Haley inside. She screamed, "Marcus, the baby's coming!" fast. Once they reached the hospital, Marcus frantically asked for a wheelchair. Nurses quickly brought Haley to the delivery room. Each time Haley screamed, Marcus's heart nearly exploded with fear and concern aloud. Inside, he held her hand, and as she fought to bring their child into the world, "You can do it." He kept telling her, "You're strong." "Haley, sure," she muttered through gritted teeth. "Easy for you to say. We're almost there, Mom. I can see," the head said. "The doctor, you've been saying that for ages." Haley snapped, in too much pain to be polite. "Relax, ma'am. Inhale, exhale. Don't tell me to relax." She yelled, "Switch places with me. If you think this is easy, G." She pushed with all her might. Her face was bright red from exertion. She clawed at Marcus's arm so hard. He thought he'd be bald by the end of it. "Haley, I don't want our child to have a bald dad." Marcus tried to joke. "Push harder, Mom." The doctor encouraged Haley, gave one final, powerful push, and then collapsed onto the bed, utterly spent. A moment later, they heard the shrill cry of the newborn. Haley sobbed in relief, tears streaming down her face. Marcus also broke down at the sight of their tiny baby being tended to by the nurses. Marcus beamed at Haley, her forehead repeatedly. "Thank you, Haley. I'm so proud of you. I'm a dad." "Now? I'm a dad," he cried. He quickly tried to wipe his tears when a nurse approached, placing the baby in his arms. The baby was beautiful, a perfect mix of both of them when Marcus gently touched the baby's cheek. Those little eyes fluttered open. The baby had Marcus's eyes and he sobbed with happiness all over again. Haley, still on the bed, watched them with a smile. "God," she whispered in her head. "Thank you for this family. I will cherish my husband and child, and I promise they'll never experience the things I went through." Haley woke up later to the sound of the baby crying. She smiled when she saw the infant swaddled beside her and Marcus dozing in a chair nearby. "She only fusses when she's near you." Marcus yawned when he saw Haley stir. "Hi, Evelyn. Are you hungry already?" Haley carefully propped herself up to nurse the baby, marveling at how quickly they'd gone from a household of 2 to a family of 3. It wasn't easy caring for a newborn, but they handled the sleepless nights together. When Evelyn was 6 months old, Haley let the new housekeeper care for the baby so she could return to college soon. The long-awaited wedding day came. They invited only a few people, Haley's classmates and Marcus's close friends, holding their baby at the ceremony. Haley couldn't help but think the only thing left for her to do was graduate. "It won't be long now until you finish there," Marcus reminded her. "Then after you graduate, we can make a sibling for Evelyn." "Oh my God, Marcus, our daughter isn't even a year old yet, and you're already talking about a second baby." He chuckled. "I said after you graduate, you have 2 more years of college left. You know it's not wrong to dream of having a basketball team's worth of kids." Haley lightly smacked her forehead at his humor. Their married life continued happily, full of laughter and love, even if it wasn't perfect. Once Haley graduated, she immediately looked for a job, landing one at a private company. Her confidence soared, a far cry from the timid woman who once worried about everyone's judgment. She and Marcus had helped each other grow and learn valuable lessons. Haley realized she could conquer anything. She knew she could face any problem that came her way, because Marcus would always be by her side, her husband, partner, and greatest supporter. The end.